JDW Blood Rumble's Last Chance of 2023 event by Colton Dennis. The crowd is cheering. Hello everyone and welcome to another Blood Rumble pay-per-view, where tonight we have a battle royale in store for all of you, said announcer number 1. That's right, Messenger defends his title in a 21-man battle royale. But it's gonna be just like the Hatred Rumble Battle Royal. 3 men representing each show starts. Until all 7 competitors of each show is eliminated. Until there's only 1 left. And I really hope that someone beats Messenger. We need to win tonight, said announcer number 2. Well, I say we head to the ring and get started, said announcer number 1. Sounds great to me, said announcer number 2. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for 1 fall. Is a 21-man battle royale, where 3 men will start. Once a competitor goes over the top rope and lands onto the floor, they'll be eliminated. Then another competitor will come out until there's no more for their show. And as for the U.S. Continental Championship, introducing the challengers in the ring, first representing Hatred Slam, Demon. Next representing Blood Rumble, Hellfire. And their opponent representing the Wild Bull, the Clown, said announcer number 3. Bell dings. Demon runs at Hellfire. Hellfire boots Demon. Oh, what a boot by Hellfire, said announcer number 1. Hellfire looks at the Clown. The Clown goes to punch Hellfire. Hellfire grabs the Clown by his throat. The Clown gasps. Hellfire lifts the Clown up, then chokeslams him. The Clown goes limp. Clown just got chokeslammed, said announcer number 2. Hellfire looks at Demon. Demon is standing next to the ropes. Hellfire approaches Demon. Demon kicks Hellfire's stomach. Hellfire groans. Demon punches Hellfire a few times. Hellfire is staggering backwards. Demon runs, then bounces off of the ropes. Hellfire grabs Demon by his throat. Demon gasps, then kicks Hellfire's stomach. Hellfire groans, then lets go of Demon. Demon runs, bounces off of the ropes again, then dropkicks Hellfire's right leg. Hellfire falls onto the mat, then he groans. Demon got Hellfire off of his feet, said announcer number 1. Demon stands up, goes through the middle rope, then climbs up the turnbuckle. Hellfire slowly stands up. Demon gets to the top turnbuckle, then jumps off it. Hellfire catches Demon by his throat. Demon gasps. Hellfire looking at Demon, then throws him over the top rope. Demon holds onto the top rope, then he dangles. Demon is still in this match, said announcer number 2. Demon pulls himself up onto the ledge of the ring. Hellfire approaches Demon. Demon grabs Hellfire's head, then hangs him off the top rope. Hellfire gasps, then walks away. Demon walks along the ledge of the ring, then climbs up the turnbuckle again. The Clown stands up, runs, then hits Demon with a forearm. Demon falls off the turnbuckle, then lands onto the floor. Demon is the first one eliminated, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Perfection appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then standing up. The Clown goes to punch Perfection. Perfection blocks, then continuously punches the Clown. The Clown continuously falls onto the mat, then stands up. Perfection clotheslines the Clown. The Clown groans. Perfection is doing great off the bat, said announcer number 2. Perfection picks the Clown up, then whips him into the corner. The Clown groans. Perfection runs at the Clown, then does a corner clothesline onto him. The Clown groans again, then walks out of the corner. Perfection lifts the Clown over his head. Look at the strength of Perfection. Hellfire grabs Perfection by his throat. Perfection drops the Clown. Hellfire lifts Perfection up, then chokeslams him. Perfection groans. What a chokeslam by Hellfire, said announcer number 1. The Clown is slowly standing up. Hellfire grabs the Clown by his throat, runs, then throws him over the top rope. The Clown lands onto the floor. Send back the Clown, said announcer number 2, laughing. That was pretty funny, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Domino appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up, then darts at Hellfire. Hellfire boots Domino. Domino groans, then holds his face. What a boot by Hellfire, said announcer number 2. Domino will definitely need a dentist after this, said announcer number 1. Domino stands up. Hellfire grabs Domino by his throat, lifts him up, then chokeslams him. Domino groans, then lays motionless onto the mat. Domino is definitely out, said announcer number 2. Hellfire looks at Perfection. Perfection pulls himself up next to the ropes. Hellfire runs at Perfection. Perfection pulls down the top rope. Hellfire goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Hellfire has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. He's not gonna like that, said announcer number 2. Hellfire stands up outside of the ring, then looks at Perfection. Hey, it's only a match, said Perfection, turning around. Hellfire grabs Perfection's legs, pulls him outside of the ring, grabs him by his throat, lifts him up, then chokeslams him onto the floor. Perfection groans. "What a chokeslam by Hellfire outside of the ring," said announcer number 1. Hellfire climbs over barricade, then walks away. Music is playing. The messenger appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up, looks down at Perfection laying outside of it, picks Domino up, then throws him over the top rope. Domino lands onto the floor. "There goes Domino," said announcer number 2. "An easy elimination for Messenger," said announcer number 1. Music is playing. The Torrent appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up, then goes to punch the Messenger. The Messenger raises his arms. Wait. Hold on, Torrent. Let's eliminate Perfection first," said the Messenger. The Torrent nods his head. Both the Messenger and the Torrent roll outside of the ring, pick Perfection up, then throw him into the ring. Perfection stops rolling. Both the Messenger and the Torrent slide into the ring, then stand up. "Both Messenger and Torrent are working together," said announcer number 2. Both the Messenger and the Torrent pick Perfection up, lean him against the ropes, then try lifting him over the top rope. Perfection hits the Messenger's back. The Messenger groans, then lets go of Perfection. Perfection stands up inside of the ring, punches the Torrent a few times. The Torrent lets go of Perfection. The Messenger goes to punch Perfection. Perfection blocks, then punches the Messenger. The Messenger groans. The Torrent grabs Perfection's right shoulder. Perfection does a back elbow onto the Torrent. The Torrent holds his face. Perfection picks the Messenger up, then lifts him into his right shoulder. The Messenger grabs the top rope. Perfection tries throwing the Messenger over the top rope. The Torrent looks at Perfection, grabs the Messenger's leg, then pulls him off of his right shoulder. The Messenger lands onto his feet behind Perfection. Perfection turns around next to the ropes. Both the Messenger and the Torrent double clothesline Perfection over the top rope. Perfection lands onto the floor. "There goes Perfection," said announcer number 1. Music is playing. The Butcher appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then standing up. Both the Messenger and the Torrent go to punch the Butcher. The Butcher ducks, runs, then bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. Both the Messenger and the Torrent turns around. The Butcher does a diving double clothesline onto both the Messenger and the Torrent. "What a diving clothesline by Butcher," said announcer number 2. The Torrent stands up, then goes to punch the Butcher. The Butcher blocks, then continuously punches the Torrent. The Torrent continuously groaning, then staggers backwards into the ropes. The Butcher bounces the Torrent off of the ropes, then does a back elbow onto him. The Torrent groans. The Messenger hits the Butcher's back. The Butcher groans. The Messenger punches the Butcher. The Butcher groans, then walks towards the corner. The Messenger approaches the Butcher, then kicks him a few times. The Butcher is groaning. The Messenger whips the Butcher into the opposite corner. The Butcher groans. The Messenger runs at the Butcher. The Butcher lifts the Messenger over the top rope. The Messenger lands onto the ledge of the ring. The Butcher punches the Messenger. The Messenger is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Messenger needs to be careful. "One slip and he's no longer the champion," said announcer number 1. The Torrent stands up, then hits the Butcher's back. The Butcher groans. The Torrent bounces the Butcher off the ropes, then bends over. The Butcher kicks the Torrent's chest. The Torrent groans, then stands up. The Butcher bounces off of the ropes, then runs at the Torrent. The Torrent sidesteps the Butcher, then sends him over the top rope. The Butcher holds onto the top rope, then pulls himself up onto the ledge of the ring. "Butcher is still in this," said announcer number 2. The Torrent goes to punch the Butcher. The Butcher blocks, then punches the Torrent. The Torrent groans. The Messenger goes to punch the Butcher. The Butcher does a back elbow onto the Messenger. The Messenger groans, then falls onto the ledge of the ring. "I forgot about Messenger still being on the ledge," said announcer number 1. The Torrent goes to punch the Butcher again. The Butcher blocks, grabs the Torrent's head, then hangs him off the top rope. The Torrent gasps, then walks away. The Butcher looks at the Messenger, then runs at him. The Messenger dropkicks the Butcher's left leg. The Butcher flips off the ledge of the ring, then lands onto the floor. "Butcher is gone," said announcer number 2. Music is playing. Heckler appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then standing up. The Torrent goes to punch Heckler. Heckler blocks, then punches the Torrent a few times. The Torrent is groaning. Heckler runs, then bounces off of the ropes. The Messenger kicks Heckler's back. Heckler groans, then walks forward. The Torrent clotheslines Heckler. Heckler groans again. The Messenger walks along the ledge of the ring, slips, his shin lands onto the ledge of the ring, then he lands onto the floor. "Wait, what? Is Messenger eliminated?" asked announcer number 1. "No, he can't be eliminated. We need to win this thing," said announcer number 2. Music is playing. Jitters appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up then goes to punch the torrent. The torrent ducks. Jitters turns around then runs at the torrent. The torrent lifts Jitters over the top rope. Jitters lands onto the floor. Jitters has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. The jackal appears walking down the ramp. Jackal or is it Jekyll? Asked announcer number 2. I think he switched his name back, said announcer number 1. The jackal walks up the steel stairs then goes through the middle rope. Both the jackal and the torrent are staring at each other. The torrent walks backwards. What is up with torrent? Asked announcer number 1. I have no idea. It's almost like he's dazed, said announcer number 2. The torrent gets to the ropes, walks towards the corner, climbs over them, jumps off the ledge of the ring then lands onto the floor. It's almost like Jackal made torrent do that, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. The governor appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up then darts at the jackal. The jackal sidesteps the governor. The governor spears Heckler. Oh, Heckler just got speared in half, said announcer number 2. The governor picks Heckler up, runs towards the ropes then throws him over the top of them. Heckler lands onto the floor. Heckler has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Crazy Eyes appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring then standing up. The governor spears Crazy Eyes. Crazy Eyes groans. The jackal is smiling. The governor looks at the jackal, stands up then goes to punch him. The jackal holds up his hand, walks backwards, leans onto the top rope, jumps over it then lands onto the floor. Why did Jackal just do that? Asked announcer number 2. I have no idea. Jackal does what he does, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Rocket appears running down the ramp, climbs up onto the ledge of the ring then punches the governor. The governor groans then walks away. Rocket jumps up then springboards himself. The governor ducks. Rocker lands onto his feet, rolls onto the mat, stands up then turns around. The governor spears Rocket. Rocket just got split in half, said announcer number 2. The governor picks Rocket up, runs then throws him over the top rope. Rocket lands onto the floor. There goes Rocket, said announcer number 1. Now he could blast off, said announcer number 2. Another funny joke, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Rogue appears running down the ramp then stops next to the ring. The governor looks at Rogue. Hey, I'm here to help you, man. I'm a wild bull spy. I'm here to help you win, said Rogue. The governor continues staring at Rogue. Did you just hear what Rogue said? Asked announcer number 2. Yes, I did, said announcer number 1. The governor continues staring at Rogue then turns around. Crazy Eyes is slowly standing up. The governor runs at Crazy Eyes then goes for a spear. Crazy Eyes leapfrogs over the governor. The governor's head goes into the second turnbuckle. Oh, that wasn't good, said announcer number 2. Rogue slides into the ring then hits Crazy Eyes' back. Crazy Eyes falls onto the mat. Now Rogue will help governor, said announcer number 1. Rogue approaches the governor. Hey, are you all right? The governor nods his head. I've got an idea. I'll hold him so you could spear him, said Rogue walking towards Crazy Eyes then picking him up. Rogue is really helping governor, said announcer number 2. The governor stands up, looks at Crazy Eyes then runs at him. Crazy Eyes headbutts Rogue. Rogue groans then lets go of Crazy Eyes. Crazy Eyes quickly moves. The governor spears Rogue. Governor accident speared Rogue, said announcer number 1. Man, he'll feel that tomorrow, said announcer number 2. The governor stands up, looks at Crazy Eyes then runs at him. Crazy Eyes pulls down the top rope. The governor goes over the top rope then lands onto the floor. There goes governor, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. The mongrel appears running down the ramp then sliding into the ring. Crazy Eyes turns around. The mongrel runs at Crazy Eyes then clotheslines him over the top rope. There goes Crazy Eyes, said announcer number 2. Music is playing. Thunderbolt appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring then standing up. The mongrel looks at Thunderbolt then goes to punch him. Thunderbolt ducks, runs then bounces off of the ropes. The mongrel turns around. Thunderbolt does a front dropkick onto the mongrel. The mongrel falls onto the mat then he groans. What a dropkick by Thunderbolt, said announcer number 1. Rogue stands up then hits Thunderbolt's back. Thunderbolt groans. Rogue grabs Thunderbolt then sets him up for a swinging reverse Santo. Will this be it for Thunderbolt? Rogue goes for a swinging reverse Santo. Thunderbolt reverses it. Rogue staggers, turns around then goes to punch Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt ducks, sets Rogue up then does a reverse STO onto him. Thunderbolt's finisher connects, said announcer number 2. Thunderbolt stands up. The mongrel kicks Thunderbolt's stomach. Thunderbolt groans. The mongrel bounces Thunderbolt off of the ropes, then goes to punch him. Thunderbolt holds onto the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. The mongrel goes to clothesline Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt ducks. The mongrel turns around next to the ropes. Thunderbolt clotheslines himself and the mongrel over the top rope. Thunderbolt holds onto the ropes. The mongrel land onto the floor. Mongrel has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Ghost Kicker appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, then starts kicking Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is groaning. Ghost Kicker went straight for Thunderbolt, said announcer number 2. Rogue slowly stands up, looks at Ghost Kicker, runs, then jumps at him. Ghost Kicker bends over. Rogue goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. There goes Rogue. And now we're on our last choice, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Chaos appears running down the ramp, sliding into the ring, standing up, then hits Ghost Kicker's back. Ghost Kicker groans. Chaos chops Ghost Kicker's chest. Ghost Kicker groans. Chaos bounces Ghost Kicker off of the ropes, then dropkicks him. Ghost Kicker groans. What a dropkick by Chaos, said announcer number 2. Chaos stands up, then looks at Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt stands up onto the ledge of the ring. Chaos punches Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt groaning, then sways on the ledge of the ring. Chaos punches Thunderbolt again. Thunderbolt holds onto the top rope, then sways on the ledge of the ring again. Chaos steps backwards, then goes to punch Thunderbolt a third time. Thunderbolt ducks. Chaos turns around. Ghost Kicker stands up, runs at Chaos, then does a jumping crossbody onto him. Both Chaos and Ghost Kicker go over the top rope, then land onto the floor. Both Chaos and Ghost Kicker have been eliminated, said announcer number 1. No, there goes our title, said announcer number 2. Now all Thunderbolt needs to do is eliminate Wild Bull's last choice, said announcer number 1. Music is playing. Thunderbolt looks up at the ramp. The ogre appears walking down the ramp. And good luck, Thunderbolt. You've got yourself an ogre to deal with, said announcer number 2. The ogre walks up the steel stairs, looks at Thunderbolt, then starts to go through the middle rope. Thunderbolt runs at the orge, then starts hitting his back. The ogre is groaning. Thunderbolt knows he just needs to keep swinging, said announcer number 1. The ogre pushes Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt rolls backwards onto the mat, stands up, runs at the orge, then jumps at him. The ogre continues groaning. Thunderbolt continuously punches the ogre. The ogre pushes Thunderbolt again. Thunderbolt rolls backwards onto the mat, stands up again, then dropkicks the ogre. The ogre groans, then falls into the corner. Thunderbolt is doing very well against ogre, said announcer number 2. That he is. He's just trying to survive now, said announcer number 1. Thunderbolt dropkicks the ogre again. The ogre groans, then falls into the ropes. Thunderbolt stands up, then goes for a third dropkick. The ogre swats Thunderbolt's legs. Thunderbolt lands face first onto the mat, then he groans. Man, ogre just swatted Thunderbolt's legs away like nothing, said announcer number 2. Ogre could take a lot of abuse, said announcer number 1. Thunderbolt slowly stands up. The ogre grabs Thunderbolt's head, then headbutts HKM. Thunderbolt groans, then falls onto his knees. The ogre picks Thunderbolt up, then places him into the corner. What does ogre have planned here? Asked announcer number 2. The ogre wraps his arms Thunderbolt, then throws him. Thunderbolt lands onto the mat across the ring, then he groans. What a throw by ogre, said announcer number 1. Thunderbolt slowly stands up in the opposite corner. The ogre runs at Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt quickly moves. The ogre goes face first into the corner, then he groans. Oh, those corners aren't soft either, said announcer number 2. The ogre continues groaning, then walks out of the corner. Thunderbolt kicks the ogre's stomach. The ogre groans. Thunderbolt sets the ogre up for a suplex. Thunderbolt, don't think about this, said announcer number 1. Thunderbolt tries lifting the ogre, exhales, then tries lifting him again. The ogre lifts Thunderbolt. Oh my god, ogre has Thunderbolt in a suplex position, said announcer number 2. The ogre walks towards the ropes. Thunderbolt is shaking his legs, then lands onto the ledge of the ring. Thunderbolt needs to be careful here, said announcer number 1. Thunderbolt wraps his arms around the ogre's head. The ogre tries pushing Thunderbolt. Hold on, Thunderbolt, said announcer number 2. Who are you cheering for? Asked announcer number 1. Thunderbolt continues holding onto the headlock. The ogre tries breaking the headlock. Thunderbolt bends down onto the ledge of the ring. The ogre is slowly tilting over the top rope. Will Thunderbolt be able to eliminate ogre? Asked announcer number 2. Thunderbolt continues pulling the ogre. The ogre is struggling, then holds onto the top rope. Thunderbolt tightens the headlock. The ogre groans, then slowly closes his eyes. I think Thunderbolt is making ogre pass out, said announcer number 1. If he does, Ogre will just fall onto the floor, said announcer number 2. Thunderbolt pulls the Ogre over the top rope more. The Ogre's legs go over the top rope, then he lands onto the floor. Ring the bell, said referee number 1. Bell dings. Here's your winner and the new U.S. Continental Champion, Thunderbolt, said announcer number 3. Thunderbolt has become the U.S. Continental Champion. For his first time ever, said announcer number 1. Man, this was a great match. I mean, even though we didn't win. That ending, I didn't know who was gonna win it. But, I'm glad Thunderbolt won, said announcer number 2. Congratulations to Thunderbolt for becoming the new Transcontinental Champion. Well folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye bye, said announcer number 2. Thunderbolt raises the title. The crowd is cheering. The end.